What's up, everybody? Welcome to my newest video. We're going to be ranking the top 7 highest skill cap brawlers in Brawl Stars right now. So we're starting off with an honorable mention. We have Ash. Ash is a high skill brawler. Not lots of people know how to use him properly due to the fact that there's a lot of components to him. He's a very unique brawler. You have his rage bar. You have to know when to take damage, when not to take damage, when to heal. You have his gadget. If you have the pill popper one, when to heal. If you have the one to fill his rage bar, when do you use it? And he does die pretty quickly. He has a lot of HP, but if he gets rushed, there's not a lot you can do. Unless you get his super, but they only have 600 health, right? They're not really shields unless you're facing a Piper. In number 7, we have Nani. So Nani is a very high DPS brawler. So what makes her so difficult to use and what makes her skill cap so high? You have her super, you have Nani Peep, which can be very difficult to land if you have someone that's good at juking. Then you have her shots. Her shots are probably the hardest one to hit. And knowing how to full clip and when to just go for chip damage is very important to be good at Nani. Then you also have her both her teleport gadget, when to teleport and when to just hit them, right? Because sometimes the teleportation can be very useful in the game. It can actually turn the tides completely. Or if you're using back to sender, you have to be able to time it in frame perfect seconds. In number 6, we have Dynamite. It's definitely not easy to land his shots and his super. And then he also has a lot of hard counters like Mortis, Kenji, Stu, all that are used plenty in the game, have very high use rates. But what makes him hard is one, his shots, his supers that you basically have to predict where they're gonna land. But there's also his his star power, and obviously with that we mean Dyna Jump. To be a good Dyna Jump player, that doesn't mean a double jump. Those are easy. Anyone can do those. Getting the triple, quadruple jumps, that might not turn the tide in a game. No pro players or no pro games are going to have a Dynamite jumping 6 times, supering twice. That's never going to happen because people know how to dodge Dynamite. But this is a video on skill cap, and being able to do these jumps is very impressive, and only very few can do it. Number 5 is Colt. There are a lot of mechanics to him, though the only real hard thing to land are his shots, which, is the most important part of the game, so that's what it makes it so hard to use. It's very hard to full clip, get the full amount of damage from his shots, even if he does have a high DPS. Just getting one full barrel of his shots to land on an enemy can do 4,500 damage, which is insane for a brawler. And that's why if you're good at him, you can do insane damage. But landing these shots, knowing when to actually shoot at the opponents, if you're playing Bounty with Colt, which I don't suggest, but if you are, trying to take a lane against a Piper, even if you full spray them twice, they have a way easier time just hitting you twice and killing you before you can even kill them, right? There's also the mechanic between his super and his main attack. If you're able to plan the main attack and then as soon as they dodge, spray the super on them, that's how most players get their damage done properly. Because it's just his shots are very easy to predict, and even if you do get hit by them, it's hard for them to land a full barrel of damage. In number 4, we have Sam. I can't really say a lot about him because I have him power 7 and I've never really used him. But I know for a fact that he's hard to learn how to use, timing the gadget, knowing exactly how to place your gloves. Because without gloves, Sam is probably the worst brawler in the game. So just knowing where to place the gloves, when to attack, and all of that can make him a decent brawler. I'm not really sure how to use him, though I just know that he deserves a spot on this list. So I put him at number 4. In number 3, we have Stu. I don't think anyone here is surprised that Stu's on this list and that he's so high, or she, I don't know what gender, it doesn't matter. But, learning how to use the supers properly, timing the gadget, obviously with the hypercharge, it's really easy to use him, but that's not where the skill cap comes from. It's very easy to be decent at Stu. He's an S tier brawler, but being able to time the supers properly, not using Gassel Heal, but the other one, the long dash, and being able to get a full utility out of Stu, like dodging buzz supers, that's what makes you a good Stu player. And that good Stu players can have a huge impact on the game, because he's an assassin. He's a chip brawler. Like, he has so much utility in a game. Okay, and number 2, I'm putting Gray. I think that Gray is very hard to land his shots with, and that's probably where a lot of the skill cap comes from. There's also a lot of tricks with his gadget and his super and placement, but mostly the skill cap comes from the shots. And that's why you could, in theory, put RT on this list. But I think that with his new gadget, a little bit of the skill has been taken away from him, because you can just spam it. He can walk on water now, so he has a few more escape routes, and he has a lot more mobility than before. While Gray, you have to know when to time his super, when to go for that assassination, and if you mess it up, if you go a bit too far up the map, you're dead. So you have to be a lot smarter with Gray. And finally, in first place, we have Max. So Max is obviously a very high skill brawler. I don't think anyone can deny that. And the reason I put her at number 1 is because of just how strong a good Max can be. Max isn't supposed to go for the kill constantly. It's a chip damage brawler, it's a support brawler, and knowing when to use that super to get max value, knowing when to gadget up, when to gadget away, how to move so that your enemies lose a lot of space and control the pace of a game is so important for Max. And if you can do that on a Max, you're insane. If you look at Tensai, people look at him as a god of Max. And that's because he has the jukes, he knows how to time the super, he knows how to pinch. I mean, it's feared. A good Max is feared. There are just so many mechanics for Max that she has to be on this list, and I think she has to be first. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you want, you can give me your own list. Tell me what you think in the comments. Which ones are wrong, which choices I made are just absurd. Tell me if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time.